Now let's get on to the actual factory things. This is the main topic of today's episode. We've seen another rash of factory fires, but it's kind of crazy. Let's take a quick look. So May 2nd, a couple days ago,
Yes.
in Haining in Zhejiang, this Qianjiang Industrial Zone caught fire. And what
It's a
is
big industrial
Yeah,
zone.
can you just read off some of the products that are made in this area?
So first of all, just quickly,
Yes.
this was most likely intentional.
Yes.
Due to either wage disputes.
Yes, wage. Here's the thing. Lots of people have not been paid wages recently, and that's
Yes.
because of the economic downturn with the tariffs. A lot of product can't be shipped out anymore. So the bosses are trying to delay payment because they want to have cash flow. So they're
Yeah.
not paying their staff.
So before we get into that real quick, I just want people to have some mental perspective. If a factory was arsoned on purpose in the US or wherever you're from, do you not think it would make major news?
It would.
We're about to show you a lot of intentional destruction, anarchic behavior
Yes.
from Chinese people that are fed up because thousands, if not millions of people right now in China are not getting paid.
That's right.
The tariffs are hurting super hard.
Yeah.
And the Chinese government is already facing serious economic downturn. In fact, there's a huge bank scandal right now.
Yeah.
Started last year. Anyway, this particular industrial zone is massive.
Yeah.
Right. So this was set on fire, from what people are saying, and they're saying that this was probably intentional. LED tubes, fixtures, halogen bulbs, decorative bulbs, fluorescent lamps, paddle boards, gym mats, yoga mats. I don't know why I just emphasized that.
Yeah.
Yoga mats.
Yeah, it's because
even those.
it's your specialty. You love yoga.
I'm very flexible.
Yeah, exactly.
Rubber metal dampers. Ooh. Knitting specialty yarns in different colored yarns.
Yep.
Wow. Petrochemicals, biomedicines, new energy and new materials. What we're trying to get at here is Xinjiang makes everything.
Yes, this
This
particular
industrial zone is like-
inside this industrial zone. Yeah, they make pretty much everything. What else?
They make they're a big producer of all the fabric that's used to make flags,
Yeah.
like international flags and Chinese flags. Banner fabric, display fabric, backlight fabric, PVC, textiles, all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Tarps.
And this particular area
Yeah, I'll get
is
it back
known
to it.
for its leather industry. It's actually the biggest leather industry in China.
Yeah.
Is up in flames potentially. Textile fabrics, lamination stuff, synthetic leather like PU leather.
Yeah.
You know that fake stuff you get, like it's like imitation leather or whatever.
Yes, exactly.
And then advertising materials. So like this kind of stuff is potentially up in flames here.
Yeah.
Xinjiang Industrial Zone and Zhejiang in general, this whole province is one of China's biggest manufacturing hubs.
Yeah.
It's also one of the wealthiest areas. So if they're not getting paid, there's a big problem.
Yeah.
'Cause
Okay.
You're not going to see stories coming from like the interior.
No. Same day
Yeah.
in Nanning,
Nanning.
in Guangxi. Okay, what happened here in this Pinglu Industrial Park? There was a plastic packaging factory.
Yes. So this
And-
is crazy. This is what's making all the stuff that's comes in packages.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So what happened here was some worker got hurt. This is
Yeah.
according to netizens. He got injured on the job.
Been pulled, by the way.
Yeah, as they all do. And you'll see why. We're actually going to show you, like in real time, how this stuff gets
Yes.
pulled
Yes.
shortly. So this guy got workplace injury, which is very common in China because, workplace safety is never adhered to, ever. In fact, I used to do work at a hospital in Xiajing in Shenzhen, which specialized in hand injuries. This whole big hospital.
It was like a hand hospital.
It was a hand hospital just for hands. And that's because there were many factories in that area and people would get like their fingers or their hands mangled or their fingers cut off or whatever because they're working with machinery.
You took me there. Remember we looked outside and the people lined up outside the hospital all had mangled hands. And I was like, what the? They were sitting in the street.
Yeah, no. And I used to work inside the hospital and the horrors that I've seen.
I saw it on the street.
Because there's something about a mangled hand
Yeah.
because you can relate.
It's
right?
very relatable. Everyone's got a hand.
Yeah, exactly. When you're like, hands shouldn't be in that position.
Not all of us have ears, but we all got hands.
Yeah, exactly. But you don't see your ears, but you
yeah.
see your hand every day.
And you use it so much.
Yeah.
Right.
So anyway, look, when it comes to workplace injuries, unfortunately, there's very little importance placed on the workers in China. And so they get workplace injuries. This guy was injured at work at this factory. The boss refused to pay him compensation, for his injury. So he set the place on fire.
Yeah, remember in China, your life is only worth something if you are a CCP official or if you are incredibly rich.
Yeah.
If you are a not just a blue collar worker, anyone else.
Pretty much
We call
anyone.
in Chinese, it's called 老百姓.
Yes.
老百姓means old 100 names. It
Yes.
means, and what that actually means is just the average person.
Yeah.
老百姓, the average person in China, suffers so immensely.
Yeah.
It's at the hands of the Chinese government and at the hands of their tyrants, like these factory directors.
Correct.
So yeah, he set this place on fire in this industrial park as well in Nanning.
Yeah, exactly. Costing millions and millions of dollars worth of damage
Yes.
just because the boss was too cheap to pay like a couple $100 for his thing. Okay, this is on May 3rd in Jinan, Shandong. We have another factory fire. And what is made here?
So this area makes industrial trucks, steel products, tons of steel products, CNC machines,
Yeah.
pet food machines, and what that means is like pet food, like the machinery used to make pet food,
Yeah, so it'll be
not like an auto feeder.
Yeah, no, not autofeeder. So it'll like cut the little cubes or whatever.
Yeah.
You put the I don't know, feed in there, whatever you'd call it, and it
Yes.
chops it up and compresses it. Yeah.
Actually, also the snack food machinery. Can you
Yeah.
pause it there? I just want to. I'm trying to wrap my head around this.
Yeah.
You have now shown me 3 major industrial parks of China.
Yeah.
This just doesn't just affect China. Like, oh, let's say you just tuned in, you're like, oh, China's a faraway place.
Yeah.
This is the places in the industrial parks that make your stuff.
That's
it's
right.
making your stuff. In fact, one of these was a big America partnership thing.
Yeah.
It's just crazy for me to wrap my head around the idea that I'm watching huge industrial zones go up in flames on purpose and nobody on the news or anywhere is talking about this.
Yeah, I mean, just the amount of arson. And I'm sorry, but if you had even one McDonald's or something
Yeah.
burned down, like something
Like a
in a
disgruntled
neighborhood,
worker or
yeah,
something.
it would make the news.
Times that by 10,000.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about a McDonald's. We're talking about a place that is making everything for the world.
Yeah, you know, this is real footage. This is
Yeah.
not AI manipulated. This is no green screen. There's nothing like this. Is real footage that Chinese people are filming and getting out of China.
Yeah.
This is the real deal. This is happening all over China. These different places we've just named are literally across the entire map. So again,
Yeah.
it's not a concentrated area where like there's an incident happening. It's not like the LA riots that only happen in LA.
Sure.
This is countrywide that factories are being set on fire and burning down.
Yeah, and it's not like oops, we had a little accident.
No, this is major
that's right.
damage.
We need to take this down. That's like
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Exactly.
Absolutely insane. So huge. Jinan's massive industrial. We've both been there. Very huge industrial area.
I got a friend who lives there.
Very uncomfortable city, and I'll tell you why. Shandong is Qingdao is right next, fairly close to it.
Yeah.
And that's on the coast, and it's got 4 seasons. It's mild weather and everything. And Jinan, even though it's in northern China, it's bitter cold in the winter and freaking hot in
It's
the
weird.
summer.
It's
so
weird.
hot.
Yeah. So what have we got next on the list?
Next, we got on May 6th, it was in Baise
Yes.
in Guangxi.
Yes.
So all the way down
May
south.
6th. Yeah. So, yeah.
Another
Again,
one.
this is a supply depot that caught fire. So not a factory, but a supply depot. So this is where all the supplies go and get picked up. So if you
Well,
need to
surrounded by
go,
factories.
yeah, of course. If you need to go get your aluminium pipes and you need to get your building materials, that type of thing, you'll go here. So this is, you know, another big arson, and it's a huge thing to burn down because everybody's going there to get their building materials or whatever they need.
Yeah, and most likely this is aluminum production.
Yeah.
Because Baise in Guangxi is known for being one of China's biggest aluminum production hubs, not just in the ore mines, which they do have,
Yeah.
but also in the final production as well. So
correct.
that probably was related to aluminum production.
Yeah, in some way or the other. But there you can see all the material, you know, shops where people go pick up this and that and the next thing for their construction projects or whatever is happening.
The fact
Or
that
it gets shipped out.
The fact that every week we have something to show you with this, it's like,
Yeah,
I mean, why is this not ringing alarm bells globally?
yeah.
Like, it's unrest in China right now, but everyone somehow seems to think that China's got everything on lockdown and like everything's figured out and it's
Living in the future.
living in the future or something. And the people are revolting.
Yeah,
It's nuts.
yeah. You know who's really revolting is the government.
Yeah.
You know,